Okay, section 4.4, halfway through this chapter, fractions and percents. Okay, we're going to change fractions to percents, and then we're going to change percents to fractions. Okay, to change a fraction to a percent, change the fraction to a decimal number, divide the numerator by the denominator, and change the decimal number to a percent. Okay, change 5/8 to percent. Note that 8 is not a factor of 100, so we divide using long division. Here we're going to start using our calculator. I think by this point in time you finally earned your right to do that. So whenever I divide 5 divided by 8, I get, okay, so let's write this down. Okay, 5 divided by 8, whenever I put that in my calculator, it gives me 0.625. Well, remember, to change to a percent, to change to a percent, we have to multiply it by 100, but that also means just moving that decimal 2 places to the right. So I'm going to take it here and go 1 and 2, and so this is going to give me 62.5%. Okay, so now we have gone from changing a fraction to a percent. Let's do some more. Okay, well, how about 11 to 20? Okay, well, it's got 11 20ths, I'm sorry. So let's divide 11 by 20, and what do we get? We get 0.55. Okay, well, when we multiply that by 100, okay, we're going to get 55. And don't forget, you need to add the percent sign. So notice these are pretty straightforward. Okay, well, now we've got another one here, but notice we've got a mixed number. So we're going to want to change our mixed number into an improper. So we've got 2 1/4. Kind of some little review here. I'm going to draw my C here, and I'm going to take this 4. I'm going to multiply it by 2, and then I'm going to add a 1, and then I keep the denominator. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So I got 9/4. So notice when I divide 9 divided by 4, okay, I get 2.25. And then when I multiply that by 100, I get 225%. So doing one here, we're going to change this 2/3 to a percent, round to the nearest tenth of a percent. Okay, let me get my pen out. Okay, let's write this down. I got 2/3. Okay, and whenever I put that on my calculator, I get 0.666, and that's just going to keep repeating. It's going to go off to infinity. Just keep doing that, repeating over and over again. So if I go ahead and just multiply this, okay, by 100, okay, notice I can go and move this decimal place over. Okay, that's going to give me 66 point. Well, then I'm going to get this 666, and we don't want that. That's why they're saying rounded to the nearest tenth of a percent. So when you look at this guy right here, and notice it's 5 or greater, and so we'll round this guy up right here, which is going to give us 66.7%, which is what 2/3 would be as a percent. So let's look here. To change a percent to a fraction or a mixed number, okay, write the percent as a fraction with 100 as the denominator and delete the percent sign, and then reduce the fraction, because remember, percents are always based off 100. Okay, so let's look at one of their examples. Okay, change 60% to a fraction and reduce if possible. Well, notice we got 60/100 because that's what it tells us. Remember, drop the percent sign, you got 60/100. Notice they go ahead and reduce out, they divide everything by 20, and so 60% is the same as saying 3/5. Okay, let's do one on our own. Well, let's do here. Look at what we got here. We got change 130 to a mixed number and reduce if possible. So we've got 130/100. Well, let's also look at this. Notice that I've got 2 zeros here. So let's go and just drop these zeros out of the way. And notice that we're left with 13/10. Okay, and then they want this thing changed to a mixed number. So let's remember that doing that, we can just divide 10 into 13. That'll go in one time, leave us here, and that's going to leave me with a remainder of 3. Okay, so this change to a mixed number is going to be 1 and 3/10. Okay, so 1 3/10 is the same as 130%, and there's our answer right there. So let's look at some do's and don'ts here. Okay, here, caution. The fractions 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/2 are often confused with the percents 1/4% and 1/2%. The differences can be clarified by using the decimal procedures, of course, because once you do it, it doesn't work out. Okay. Notice here, 0.5% is not the same. Okay, 25%, and they're just kind of showing you just these little differences here, which this is going to be in your notes, but these are good things to kind of realize. Now we are going to see at the very end, once I get down to the bottom here, of some common properties and common fractions and percents that we should know backwards and forwards. Okay, so let's take a look at those. Notice 1% is 1/100. 33%, 33 and 1/3% is the same as this right here, is the same as 1/3. Okay, notice right here, you'll see this a lot. We're going to be dealing with this a lot more than you'll ever start seeing that. Okay, but this is good to know how to get from here to here. Same thing was here. Here, you need to know this. Okay, here and here. These are just common properties. Okay, going to be in your notes. 3/4 is the same as 75% or 0.75. Some of these are used a little less, and then of course the 1. These are good to kind of have on hand. If you're a baker, you probably got some of these already memorized.